Welcome to the deep dive. Today we've got something pretty unique in front of us, just one source text.
Just one, but it packs a punch.
It really does. It's called the Ballad Written in Blood. And, well, everything about it suggests it's not just a poem. It feels more like a coded manifesto, maybe even a prophecy.
Or instructions. It definitely reads like a set of instructions for some kind of resistance.
Exactly. So our mission today is to try and decode this thing. We need to figure out the symbols, these specific rulers it talks about.
Yeah, the ones with the different colored blood. That part's wild.
Totally. And what's the main command here? What's hiding under these moon-shaped skies that they needed people, maybe even you listening now, to understand?
Well, the first thing you notice is how it's built. It feels engineered, like it's designed to survive, to be passed on.
How so?
It's got that repetitive chorus, write in red, sing in red. That's not just for effect. It's like drilling the core message in, making sure that part gets through, even if other details get lost. It's a call to action wrapped in allegory.
Okay, let's dig into that core command then, that chorus. Write in red, sing in red.
Yeah.
It's so insistent. Why red? What's the significance?
The text tells us directly, which is crucial. It says, the aliens can't read what in blood has been said.
Whoa, okay. So aliens are the oppressors here, and red, or blood. It's like a communication channel they just can't access.
Seems like it. Maybe a sensory blind spot or something technologically incompatible. If they control everything else, you need a medium they literally can't perceive.
So red is the secure channel. What's the message being sent on that channel?
The goal is huge. Awake the sleepers and raise the dead.
Sleepers and dead. So maybe people who are unaware or maybe spiritually crushed. And this red message is meant to snap them out of it.
Precisely. And Versailles gives us the context for why it has to be so secret. They have to whisper at midnight.
Because why?
Because the rulers are hollow and their crowns are of smoke. It suggests the whole system is a facade, brittle underneath.
But still dangerous enough that you can only whisper. So, covert resistance against a power structure that's maybe not as solid as it looks.
Right. The deception is total, so the resistance has to be invisible to them, using red.
Okay, this is where it gets really specific, almost unnervingly so. The rulers aren't just the bad guys. The ballad gives us this detailed taxonomy based on blood color.
Yeah, it moves past simple allegory here. It feels like someone documenting different factions or types within the ruling class. Verse 2, it lays it out.
Right. Break that down for us. What are these blood types?
Okay, first, there's green blood. This is found in the kings. But interestingly, the text immediately says they fear the queen's face.
So the green-blooded kings aren't top tier. They're subordinate to someone else.
Yeah, it seems that way. Maybe managers or enforcers, but not the ultimate power.
Which leads us to the queens with maroon blood. And we have to talk about that spelling. M-E-R-O-O-N, not maroon.
Exactly. That specific spelling feels deliberate, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like it signifies something distinct. And these queens, they despise men's embrace.
Wait, so there's a hierarchy, green below maroon, and potentially some kind of, what, gender conflict? Or maybe a biological division within the rulers themselves? That's quite a statement for a ballad.
It adds this whole other layer. If the green bloods fear the maroon bloods, the maroon group holds a more significant, maybe purer power. But they aren't even the final layer.
There's more.
Yeah, verse 2 also mentions blue blood. This belongs to the old. And in their mansions, they hide.
Ah, the ones behind the curtain. The oldest, most powerful stratum, completely hidden away.
Probably. The ultimate authority, pulling strings in the shadows. So you have this three-tiered structure. Green, maroon, blue. Very specific.
It really is. And then on top of that, the ballad gives a precise time frame. 76 winters they've drunk from our tide.
76. Not many years or generations. 76.
That number feels too specific to be just poetry, right? What could 76 winters mean? A date, a countdown.
It could be a historical marker. 76 years since the conquest, maybe.
Yeah.
It does something important, though. It grounds the oppression.
How do you mean?
Well, 76 years. It's long enough for things to seem permanent, for hope to fade, maybe. But it's also potentially within living memory or recent enough history that people know it wasn't always this way. It makes the regime feel historical, not eternal. It has a start date.
Which implies it could have an end date.
Exactly. It validates the struggle by giving it a measurable time span.
Okay, so we know who they are. Green, maroon, blue bloods, and how long they've been in charge, roughly 76 years. Now, verse 3 seems to shift to how they maintain control. And it's not just brute force.
No, it's much deeper, more insidious. They went after the foundations of society. The text says they bought them.
Bought what specifically?
Our gold, our temples, our laws. Think about
Okay.
that. The economy, spirituality, the legal system, all compromised, all earned.
So the system itself becomes the tool of oppression. Fighting it isn't just about fighting soldiers. It's fighting the very structure of society.
Right, precisely. And look how it describes the enforcers of those corrupted laws. They bought our judges with taloned claws.
Taloned clause. That's not subtle. It's not just saying they're corrupt. It's saying they're monstrous, inhuman even.
It paints the justice system as fundamentally predatory. Not just biased, but actively malicious and maybe not even human, depending on how you read Aliens.
And alongside corrupting the system, they stamped out any opposition.
Oh, yeah. Systematically. They silenced our prophets, our poets, our cries. Any voice of dissent, any source of truth or inspiration, just shut down.
Total control. Physical, legal, spiritual, intellectual.
But then the verse ends by bringing it back to the resistance's only weapon, that color code. It says, red is a fire that blinds their eyes.
So red isn't just hidden from them, it actively hurts them, like a defense mechanism.
It seems to function as both, a way to communicate safely and potentially a way to disrupt or repel the oppressors, an ideological shield, and maybe something more.
Okay, so if the enemy is blind to red or hurt by it, the resistance needs to weaponize it. And that seems to be what verse 6 is about, the practical application.
Yes, it moves from theory to action. It describes tangible acts of defiance.
Like what?
Things like dipping hands in the earthed red clay, making it physical, and then using that to mark things like doors.
Marking doors, like a signal or a ward.
Could be both. A way to identify safe houses or fellow resistance members, maybe. And also chanting in riddles the aliens can't hear, using that red-coded language audibly now.
So it's about making the resistance visible, but only to those who understand the code, creating a sort of parallel reality based on red.
And that's where the deeper meaning of red comes in. It's not just clay or blood. It becomes symbolic of inner strength. The verse declares, our red is the courage they always feared.
Ah, so the physical acts are expressions of an internal quality courage, which is the real weapon they fear.
Exactly. The marking, the chanting. It's about activating and displaying that courage, which the rulers, despite all their power and strange biology, can't comprehend or defeat.
And that collective courage, that activation, leads into the final verse, verse V. This feels like the payoff, the ultimate goal.
It is. It's the vision of success. It describes the moment when all these individual acts, these whispers, these red marks, finally come together. When our red voices gather as one.
Unity. The sleeper's awake, the dead are raised, metaphorically or otherwise.
And the result isn't just, a change in government. The language is cosmic. It says, the night will break and burn like the sun.
A total transformation. Liberation.
Complete liberation. The land of the sleeping will finally be free. And it ends with this almost spiritual restoration. The gods will return, the devils will flee. The entire balance of power, maybe even the metaphysical balance, is restored.
Wow. Okay, so pulling it all together, the ballad written in blood, it's not just a poem. It's like an incredibly dense instruction manual.
Absolutely. It gives you the enemy structure, green, maroon, blue bloods. It gives you a time frame, 76 winters. And it gives you the method, this whole coded system based on red.
A system designed to awaken courage, bypass the oppressors, and ultimately lead to total liberation. We've basically uncovered the framework of their warning and their promise.
We have. It shows how resistance can embed itself in culture, waiting for the right time, the right understanding.
Which leaves us, and you listening, with a final thought. Given how incredibly specific this ballad is, the blood colors, the 76 winters, judges with claws.
Yeah, it feels too detailed for pure invention sometimes.
Right. So if this is some kind of coded history disguised as a song or a story, what other things that we think of as just, myths or legends or even nursery rhymes?
What else might actually be a hidden message? A survival guide passed down in plain sight, just waiting for someone to find the key. The red code, so to speak.
Makes you wonder how much history is written not just by the victors, but maybe secretly.